All right, here we are. Welcome to Old Guy Lifts. It's Paul. Today we're doing the lower body assessment. In order to get in shape, you need to know where you stand in terms of what your body's capable of doing. So, if you're my age, even within a decade or so, even younger, or if you're hooking around 40, or you've been sedentary for a long time, you should really see your doctor to make sure that you can handle the stress of working out. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be stressing our bodies so that they adapt. You want to make sure your body can handle gentle stress and then more aggressive stress, and you're going to work up the stress ladder, if you will, until you find it takes 6 months to get to an upper level, and really 2 years to get to the really upper level of what your body can handle in terms of stress. So we're doing lower body today. My two favorite exercises, I really have three, but I'm not going to get into the good mornings. The Goblet Squat and the Romanian Deadlift. So with the Goblet Squat, you should have already done your warm-up with your shoulders, your bands, getting in your squat position, just sitting there and bouncing a little bit. A good 10-minute warm-up is all you need to kind of loosen up the biggest joints in the body. And then you essentially want to do Bodyweight ATG squats. 2 sets of 20 here. If you can do 2 sets of 20 with no more than a 2 or 3 minute rest in between sets, I think you go ahead and add a little bit of weight, and you're going to see that next. We're going to add a weight plate, 25 pounder, and then a 45 pounder, which of course is the weight of a barbell. So that's no accident. So here you see what I'm doing here, just some regular Goblet squats. My heel comes up slightly. I noticed that here. And I'm not going to get weightlifting shoes. Weightlifting shoes have different heel heights, 3/8 of an inch, half an inch. Some go a little bit even higher than that. And that would solve that. Or as would moving my feet a little wider apart, which I don't want to do because it strains my abductors too much. And I'm afraid I'm going to pull something. So when I'm loaded up with the barbell, I don't have this issue to this degree. And when I'm doing Romanian deadlifts, I don't really have this at all because the body's loaded differently. The weight hangs from the hands instead of being carried on the back. So I'm not entirely concerned about that, but just watch that. If your heels come up a little bit, adjust your foot spacing. You want it to be comfortable but stable, really stable. So that's the bodyweight version of the Goblet Squat. So here I just grab a 25-pound plate. A Goblet Squat is the exact same movement, but you're hugging some small load to your chest. Notice I carry it high. It's not at my stomach. It is up at my chest. It could be a dumbbell or a weight plate. So this is a 25-pound weight plate. Same form. Nothing deviates. Lower down, kind of snap up. And that is a Goblet Squat. So if you can do the 2 sets of the 20 with the body weight, grab a weight plate. You don't have to do it in the same workout. Do it in the next workout. This counts as a workout. This, in 2 days, we'll get into the programming in the next couple of videos. But this assessment, this is a multi-part. This is a 3 or 4. I had to split this up into 3 or 4 different videos to kind of cover everything, and I don't want to make a long, boring video, so this is even shorter than the others. So here's just a 45-pound weight plate doing the same thing. I give you a side view on this one so you can see it from that angle. How do you like the red shirt? Now, I also want you to notice that I break at the hips first. Mark Rippeteau is really good teacher of this. I would love to take some of his classes. But if you want a good reference, you can Google or YouTube search anything by Mark Rippeteau, and you'll find excellent technique videos. So that's it. So you can do 2 or 3 sets of 12 of the Goblet Squat holding a 45-pound plate. Then you can move on to a barbell. Barbell is 45 pounds. So a couple of videos from now, we're going to work on squat technique with a barbell, and there's a couple of different ways you can do it. So we'll get into that then. This is a Romanian deadlift. A deadlift, of course, is from the floor. Romanian deadlift starts at the top. So you do the eccentric first, then the concentric. It's reversed on a Romanian or on a regular deadlift, where you're pulling it from the floor. The concentric starts from a dead stop, hence the name deadlift. Notice the lower back is flat. The upper back curves a little bit, which is fine. But the lower back is always flat. It's not convex. It's not concave. It's just perfectly neutral. And I'm religious about that. And you need to be very strict about that. You want a herniated disc, and you will too. If you roll that back, you will squish a disc. So you want to avoid that for sure, for sure. So just 2 quick sets of this. And once you can do 2x12 or 45, then you can start adding weight to this. But again, you've really got to make sure there's no problems in the low back. You really want to feel this in this, especially the hamstrings. There's a great hamstring stretch. But the glutes and the low back musculature, nothing about the discs, nothing about connective tissue. You'll feel this a little bit in the upper back too, because the scaps kind of hang. They kind of round, kind of flare to the side and hang. So they're getting pulled up, you know, the traps that hold them are going to get pulled a little bit, the rhomboids. And there you go. So that's your, you know, if you're doing 2 sets of 12 with a 45-pound plate on the goblet squat, 2 sets of 12 the Romanian deadlift, it's time to get under the bar and time to start loading up a little bit of the RDL. So that's it for this video. That's your lower body assessment. That's what you're going to be getting into before you load up a barbell. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment below. And again, I haven't gotten any comments on what your favorite lower body exercises are. Let me know, and if something seems like I can weave it into one of the videos, I absolutely will do that. And I'll answer all the questions as well. All right, thank you, folks. I will see you next time when we do the upper body assessment.